Hello and welcome. Welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. I hope you're having an excellent Wednesday today. This is going to be my unboxing and review of the Space Marine Reclusiam Command Squad. What do you get? You get a Space Marine Razorback, you get a Command Squad, which has got 5 Space Marines, and you get this chaplain that at present you can only get with this box. Now this came out back in September 2013 and they still haven't released this model on its own. So I can see why many people would buy this box and then just sell this Marine for 20 quid, something like that. I can understand that. Now this Command Squad, I've already got a Command Squad. Probably got it about 8 years ago, something like that. So I might actually use it for another Command Squad. Who knows? I might just use it as normal Space Marines. But either way, I think I've only got one Razorback, so that'll definitely be a Razorback. And I do like the model. So we're going to open this model box up in a moment. Got the 5 Space Marines, the Razorback, how to put together the chaplain, because Space Marines and tanks are quite easy, and you can have him without the helmet. So yeah, I really like that model, and it's just reinforcements for your army. Dear epic fail. So you got a nice little spine image, and the same there, but it's a Razorback. So I like that spine. That'd make an okay bookmark actually. I'm going to take all these out. That's it. So empty. Now you get the chaplain on one sprue. Pretty decent. I like the base. I like the skull helmet, really cool that, and it's not that many parts, so it's cool. You get 5 bases, which is what you would get for the other 5 Space Marines. You get the Razorback, which is literally just this sprue and this one, and there is another sprue here as well, which is this one. You can tell how old the Razorback sprue is just looking at the gaps. There's these huge gaps in places, and especially this. Look at those gaps. And it's probably about the same size as the Centurion sprue. And think how many hundreds of pieces you get on that. You get about 12 pieces here, if that. Yeah. Not many, but that's the Razorback, 3 sprues, and then you get the Space Marine Command Squad sprue, which has got your, it's just your normal Space Marine sprue, I suppose. You even get the crouched knee position. That's excellent. So you actually get six sets of legs. 6 sets of legs, 5 heads. You get a couple of heads on there. Hey presto, you can build 6 Space Marines then. If you had another chest piece, but they're not too difficult to come by. That's excellent. So you can really build six Space Marines. That's pretty good. So that's the normal generic Space Marine kind of sprue, and then you've got the command screw part, which again, look at the huge gaps in this. Look at that. You get the cool shield, you get the pointy arm, finger of doom, and you get some shoulder pads. You get the knight shoulder pads, which are cool, and flamer, melter gun, a couple of chain swords, kind of a relic bolt gun, I suppose. You get the apothecary chainsaw thing. power sword. I think it's a reductor. Might be wrong there, but yeah. So that's what you get, and you also get the last part of the Razorback, the base and the other sides. So the Razorback is actually 4 sprues. Command Squad is 2, and the Chaplain is 1. And it's got its own base on his sprue. You get 2 lots of transfer sheets. You get Razorback instructions, which are completely separate, and they look alright. Quite decent actually. So you get that, and you get the Command Squad instructions as well. So 55 quid. Is it worth it? Well, a Razorback set you back about 25, I believe. Command Squad is normally about 25. So that's 50. So really, you're getting the Chaplain for about 5 quid, aren't you? If you work that out. But 5 quid, I think that's a bargain, really. I mean, they're selling the captains and they're selling the captains and chapter masters and things for 15 to 18 pounds now. So to get the Chaplain for 5 is excellent, and like I mentioned before, you get a 6th pair of legs. So you've got to find that chest piece, and you get a 6th Space Marine. So I think that's an okay amount of money to pay for, you know, a great addition to your army. It could even be the start of your army. You could have the Command Squad as normal Space Marines, and then have all the extras as little extras to upgrade them. You could have him as your HQ, and then you've got a transport for them all to go in. All you need now is just the Codex and another squad. You could even cheap out and get another 5-man squad and use some of the upgrades, and then you've got an army. Not a huge army, but it's a playable army. Anyway, what you're now going to see is part 2, where I'm going to build all of these based on my needs of my own army, and I'm going to put them on, and I'm going to show you what they all look like finished. So that's my job this weekend. But you'll see it in the next couple of seconds. Anyway, join me in part 2. Hello and welcome to part 2. Here's one I made earlier. Seriously, this is what they look like, all completed. If you kind of follow the guidelines and things, I like the Space Marine Chaplain. I really do. Hopefully you can see him quite well. I love all the scrolls and the purity seals and this dishcloth he just keeps around. I love all that. I really do like the model. He's a great Chaplain, one of the best that they've made. So might be worth it just for picking up him. He's got a nice base as well. So that's the Chaplain. Quite easy to make. Good model. This is the Command Squad, or if you want to be proper about it all, it's the Reclusiam Command Squad. So you've got the Chaplain, and then you've got your 5 other Space Marines that make up the Command Squad. These are just 5 that I had from I think 2004, so about 10 years ago. This is my painting style 10 years ago. Painted flag, which is okay, I suppose. But you get a standard bearer. I think that's what they're still called. You get an apothecary. He's pretty cool. You get the choice of a plasma gun, a melter gun, or a flamer. So this is kind of like your assault weapon Space Marine. You get this knight, which is awesome, because he's got the bolt pistol attached to his shield. It's a combat shield, so I believe you only get 5+ invulnerable, maybe even a 6+, but it probably be 5+, I would think. But it's quite a decent model. So you get this knight bloke, and you also get this like sergeant. You get a few of these banners in. I've gone for Power Fist and Stormbolter. It's okay. And so there you go. There's the Reclusiam Command Squad, and of course you get a Razorback. This is the configuration I've gone for, the las cannons, because it's going to have a squad of these in, or it may well have a squad of 5 Space Marines in, which have bolt guns, and I've got the storm bolter anyway. So las cannons, way to go for this one, and I haven't glued it, as you can see, so I can rotate it around, position it however you wish. One of the other reasons I haven't is because if you've got a Land Raider, it's the same turret as the front of the Land Raider. So if you want to mix and match and you don't want to fancy using your Land Raider, you could always just put the heavy bolters on there as well, and they fit and they're usable. Also, another pro tip, don't glue your top hatch down. I used to when I started the hobby, but now I'm a bit more wiser. You don't glue the hatch down, because you glue the supplied hatch and then magically it transforms into a rhino. So you've then got a usable rhino if you wish to do that. So that's a bit of a pro tip. There's no point in buying rhinos, people, from GW or anything. Just buy a Razorback, and then you've always got that option to have the weapon on the back as well. So but there you go. Hatch opens. It's quite fiddly to get that to open and close without it just dropping all the time, but there you go. I've glued the doors shut. No reason why you would leave them open, but there is that option if you wanted to do that. So that's the Reclusiam Command Squad. I think it's quite a decent configuration. If you want some reinforcements, if you've only got one Razorback, you might want to get this to justify getting another Razorback and this model, like I have, because these 5 Space Marines, I think what I'm going to do is just use them as normal Space Marines. Bit of a waste, but I don't know, I'm still deciding whether to make another Command Squad out of them. Time will tell with that one. But I think it's quite a decent squad. You could get this and a couple of tactical Space Marine squads, and that's the start of an army, really. I'll show you the spare parts. They are here. You get all of these spare parts. You get, and this is using up most of the parts for the Command Squad. Okay, I've got them ready to be kind of glued, but there won't be that many spare parts. There'll be a few shoulder pads, a few heads. It's important to note that from the start of my video, part 1, that you do get a pair of legs, crouching legs, and if you use the chest plates as required, I think you only need to find a back chest plate, which you would find from this, the Razorback sprue. So you can actually make 6 Space Marines for the Command Squad. You just got to find yourself another base from somewhere, but you can do it. So that's useful information. But yeah, this is all these spare parts. The Hunter Killer I didn't use, the heavy bolters. I don't put things on my vehicles anymore, like dozer blades or whatever they're called. You've got a few heads spare, but I thought that's quite useful, showing you that there's a fair ton of bits that are spare. Yeah, Games Workshop do this a lot. It's not really a big dig. I mean, they're there to make money, but these sprues did have like 2004, 2000 I think the Razorback had 2001 on it, and I think the Command Squad had 2004 on it. So they are trying to shift 10-year plus models, with the exception of the Chaplain. They're trying to shift 10 plus year models by putting them by repackaging them and selling them at kind of like today's prices. And I think that's what they'll always do. They're a business, need to make money. But I'm not trying to say that that's a bad point, because if you want to get a Reclusiam Command Squad, it's all in one box, and you get this cool Chaplain. I would have wished that they'd make the Chaplain separate, but that's, they're there to make money, and if they can't make him separate without making money, then they're not really going to do it. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it quite useful. I really like this little configuration. I might actually use Command Squad with a Chaplain, because Chaplains are pretty decent characters anyway. Thanks for watching. One of these will set you back about £55, something like that. But hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. The Emperor protects.